I stopped by the local bike shop only to buy a new tail light, so I had a secondary tail light. Ended up seeing this demo 2017 Cannondale Quick e-bike. Never been on an e-bike before, so asked him if I could take it for a quick spin. I was recommended to start out on the lowest setting, the economy setting. There's 3 settings on this e-bike, pretty much a low, medium, and high for the pedal assist. As you can guess, the low setting lasted until just after I got out of the parking lot, because I wanted to see what this thing could do. For those who might not be familiar with an e-bike, it's actually a pedal assist. And I really didn't know how it worked until I talked to the guys in at Fat Jimmy's, and Eric gave me a little lesson on exactly how e-bikes do work. So as you pedal, it essentially increases the power you're already putting down. So you do have to pedal and put forth effort, and it roughly doubles the effort that you're putting in. I mentioned that I could maintain right around 20 miles per hour because this is a class 1 e-bike. As they explained to me, there's different classes, power ratings, and speed limits, etc., on how fast that motor will assist you. In this bike's case, it'll assist you up to 20 miles an hour, and then the motor stops helping you. Some of the reasons for this are certain trail restrictions, limits for legal reasons. Certain townships, cities, municipalities, etc. limit the power to a certain amount so that it remains categorized as a pedal assist bike, or basically just like riding a regular bicycle. I immediately started putting power down and found I was actually going up gears, going faster and faster while climbing up this hill. While not completely effortless, it was a lot easier. Something I could get used to, but I'm afraid it would make me lazy. The one thing I didn't like, and this is on me personally, I didn't bring a mirror to strap onto the end of the handlebars, and I didn't have the mirror that goes on my eyeglasses with me at this time, so I was blind as to what was behind me. That made me a little nervous climbing up this hill. There again, I wasn't going as slowly as I usually am up this hill. I was able to maintain right around 20 miles an hour the whole way up this hill, with only a little bit of effort. The power output didn't feel choppy as I expected it might with pedaling. It stayed pretty consistent. The ride was smooth as could be expected for the style of bike this is. Very upright position, not hunched over like you would be on a road bike. This bike seemed like one for light trail use, such as rails to trails, something along those lines, or a commuter bike riding around town. The only thing I've noticed so far is it shifts pretty hard. It really chops into the next gear whether shifting up or down. Kind of made me cringe at first, as if maybe I was doing something wrong. Even with the pedal assist, I still found that I had to downshift. Right in this area where the grade gets significantly steeper, I was still unable to maintain that higher rate of speed, although I don't believe I really dipped below even 15 miles an hour the entire way up this hill, which is surprising and something I could never achieve even on my road bike under my own power. So I have about another minute of climbing up this hill left. We'll talk about the ride of this bike. Even wearing regular street clothes, it was pretty comfortable to ride up this hill in. The ride quality is pretty good. Reasonably wide tires with some tread on it. Almost like hybrid-like tires on it. It was pretty comfortable, absorbs the bumps pretty well. This road was just chipped and it still feels pretty comfortable. I'm sure it would be a pretty rough ride on my road bike, but the width of this is pretty comparable to my commuter bike. My commuter bike rides 1.5 by 26 inch slicks. I believe these are 29ers or 700cc. I'm not actually sure what the rim size is on this bike that I'm currently on, but the width of it is sufficient that it would probably be comfortable riding in the rain or maybe even light snow. Anything worse than that in winter commuting, I'd probably want some dedicated studded winter tires. So by this point getting up this hill, I'm typically pretty fatigued. Whether I'm on my commuter bike or dedicated road bike, I do find that I'm on the smallest chain ring, usually on the taller gears, maybe the third gear cog in the back. On this bike, however, it's a 1x, but I'm still all the way out to the end on the smaller cogs of the cassette. Still moving pretty good by the top of this hill. So while I did have to put in some work climbing up to the top of this hill, it went much easier. And given my time restrictions and the fact the battery wasn't all that charged up on this thing, I'm just going to turn around here up past this vehicle backing up and head on back down, back to the bike shop, and unfortunately for me, back to work for the rest of the day. I'd much rather be riding. And one thing I noticed right here that I'm going to mention, when you're turning sharply or turning around and you pedal forward, that pedal assist is still going to kick you forward pretty good. So something to keep in mind is that could really mess you up.
Wow, that was easy.
Now, I wasn't expecting this, however, even going downhill grade, this pedal assist still helped me get up to speed a lot faster. Now going down here, it does stop assisting me at 20 miles per hour, but at that point I'm still going pretty good. So I'm going to go down the hill a little ways here. I'm going to control my speed going down this hill. The bike does have hydraulic disc brakes, which are pretty powerful, and if you squeeze them too hard, it might grab a little bit too much on you. So just got to learn to modulate those brakes a little bit on the way down, control my speed, and I'm going to stop here, take a few photos of the bike. I'll interrupt, I'll post them up here. Other than getting back up to speed, the pedal assist really doesn't help a whole lot downhill. It's pretty easy to get up to 20 miles an hour anyway, just helps you get there a little bit quicker. When I thought where this might actually be more beneficial is riding in town, where there's a lot of stoplights, stop signs, etc. It's really going to help keep your average speed up, get you back up to speed quicker, and if you're commuting wearing street clothes, it's going to help you from getting sweaty on the way to work. Once again, the hydraulic disc brakes coming down this hill, approaching the stop sign. Awesome stopping power, more than capable for this bike. However, if you're going to be up over speeds 20, doing 30, over 30 miles an hour, having good brakes is definitely a good thing. One last little bit of downhill here. Again, the pedal assist is helping me get up to speed that much faster. This is a 35 mile an hour zone, and I'd like to be up and as close to that as possible on my way down this hill. I did find no trouble hitting 35 mile an hour. I definitely enjoyed a quick ride on this bike, and I don't know that I would mind having an e-bike for commuting. However, I'm still perfectly well capable of pedaling under my own power. I don't really find the need to get an e-bike at this time. It would really be tempting for mountain biking in order to get a lot more fun downhills in. But I'm going to stick to a pedal bike for mountain biking as well. I do it for fitness as well as for the fun, and I think that would take away from it. The bike did feel pretty confident going over these rough spots in the asphalt. Probably wouldn't mind testing out an e-bike on a little bit rougher trails, maybe somewhere else a trail. It was a lot of fun, but I don't think I'm ready to step into an e-bike at this point. I'm still perfectly able-bodied, I still enjoy riding, and for the cost of this, I could almost get the mountain bike that I've been eyeballing. So I don't think an e-bike purchase is anytime in my near future. Many thanks to the guys at Fat Jimmy's. Let me take this bike out on a quick demo ride over my lunch break. Had an awesome time with it, a lot of fun, and gave me the opportunity to do a quick review on it here on my channel. It's pretty fun.